Alright, so listen guys, I kind of had maybe a revelation or maybe just a thought, okay? But tonight at dinner with a couple of y'all, Mammy and Pappy, I had a thought. What if before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, Jeremiah 1:5, and several other scriptures, but let's just go off that one. What if he foreordained all of us, and he knew us, and all those different type of things? So if he foreordained us and foreknew us and predestined us according to Romans chapter 8. Okay, those are all truths. We can't get away from them. Maybe we can't explain them all, but we can't get away from them. So he did know everyone, every single one of us. Okay, we can't get away from that. That's the truth. Can we explain it? Maybe not, but it's the truth. Okay, so we were talking about different, for example, we were talking about different parties, political parties. You know, in America you have your Democrats and your Republicans. I'm trying to make this short and sweet. And you have, like, the last few nights have been the Democratic Party. To be honest, I haven't watched probably 10 seconds of one. I just haven't. Okay, but anyway, they're politicking their calls. And we said, are they deceived? Are they tricked? Do they just not know any better? Those are different questions. And those are legit questions. But I pose a different question. If they're foreordained and foreknew, that can't just be for us, for the chosen. It has to be for everyone, right? Because a biblical, and as far as to be Bible, to be Scripture, it can't just be for some and not for others. So if we're chosen, well then He already foreknew who was not going to choose Him. So what if, I'm just giving you a what if I look crazy, okay? But maybe anyhow, maybe we had a few drinks, but what if He foreknew those that was going to reject Him? And Messiah said, Messiah just called it as it was. Like, He's not like politically correct like us. Messiah was like, you're of your father the devil, for your father is the father of lies, and he has been since the beginning. And you are a liar because you're just simply manifesting what your father is. Now that's Messiah. Us, 2016, we got to be all politically correct about stuff and just maybe this, maybe that. But no, not Him. Alright, so I'm just going to take His role. Since He called people fathers of one or the other, either you're a father of God, Yahweh, or you're the father of, your father is Satan. So what if what they're doing, they're not simply deceived, they're not simply blinded, they're not simply just doesn't know all the facts. What if they are really just simply, just like you and I, how zealous we are for the things of Yahweh God, maybe, just maybe, how much we love Messiah, maybe, just maybe, how much we love our Father, and our Father loves us, maybe they are just simply loving their father, the father of lies, which is Satan. Maybe how much we want to advance our Father's kingdom. Maybe they just simply want to advance their Father's kingdom. What I'm trying to say is they're just as persuaded to their cause, the kingdom of darkness, as we are to our cause, the kingdom of light. Maybe, just maybe, they are doing their bidding for their kingdom, and we're doing our bidding for our kingdom. So it's not that we're going to get frustrated and want to hit our fist against the wall thinking, how are they so deceived? No, because they're looking at us going, they're thinking, how are they so deceived? So I'm going to stop looking at this thing And if the shoe fits where, if you fall into my category, just do like I do. I'm not going to sweat. How are they so deceived? Why are they da-da-da? You know what I'm saying? And the da-da-da means all of our little shenanigans that we want to, you know, complain and moan about. You know, I'm tired of all that. With this revelation, I'm tired of it. I'm just, and not in a negative way. I'm so relieved I don't have to try to figure that part out. I'm just like, if that's what their agenda is, then me trying to convince them is not going to change a thing. Because I said it this way. Think about this. What if somebody tried to come and say, Messiah is not the way, the truth, and life to you? You know what you would do? You'd look at them and they're crazy. Like they have 3 heads. At least I hope you would. Like they have 3 heads. Right? Well, when we go to them, they're looking at us like we have 3 heads. Why? Because their father, that's their genetics. That is their genetics. It's like you're going to go to them and tell them their father is a liar. Listen, their reaction is going to be just like yours, as if they come to you and said your father's a liar, right? So let's quit trying to get all, you know, trying to figure this thing out and why are they so deceived and no, because they're going to think the same thing of you. So let's look at it this way. If you think you're going to try to convince them, they're going to try to convince you. So if you're already going to go, there's no way they're going to convince me, then there's your sign. That's what you're going to do for them. So let's quit trying to be all like that and just go, you know, just thank God that you're chosen. And not that you're not going to, you know, if they let's just break this down to a real life situation. If you got somebody that's pro-Democrat, pro-choice, pro-homosexual, you're not just going to throw them out, but you're also not going to labor, and you're not going to waste all kinds of time and energy on trying to convince them other how. You're going to continue to be the light. Light doesn't listen. Look here. See that right there? That light, see that light? That light ain't putting off all kinds of, it's not trying to shine. It ain't, with everything it has within it trying to shine. That light right here, look. That light ain't trying to convince the dark it's dark. Guess what it's doing? It's just shining. And guess what happens? It makes the darkness flee. Literally, look. It made the darkness flee. Look right here. Right? A minute ago, I was in total darkness. You couldn't see me. Guess what? I just had to walk to the light. And now, guess what? You see me. Right? You probably don't want to see me, but you see me, right? Why? Because that's what light does. Light makes darkness flee. So how about we just be the light, and we going to go ahead and just make darkness flee. Now Messiah said it this way. If your eye is dark, how dark is that darkness? Meaning this, if you're already dark, it can't get any darker. As you can see, I'm in the dark again. I can't get any darker than dark, right? Darkness is the absence of light. So once oh my Lord have mercy, I just said something that can get me on a 20-minute tangent. I just felt the spirit, but I ain't gonna go there tonight on y'all. Remnant, I'm gonna leave you alone so you go to bed. Listen, here's all I'm gonna say is light simply is light. That darkness that has to flee has to go. If it doesn't go, it means it's just darkness. But light just simply is. It doesn't work at it. It don't try. It don't try to convince the dark it's dark. It's just light. And if it wants to, if darkness wants to know what the light is, it'll come and ask. Come on now. Oh, all right. Love y'all. All right. Shalom. Bye.